Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel, whether you are new or you are coming back. Happy new week once again. Last week was a pretty big deal, this week is no exception. So let's see what's going on with those twins. Let's dive right in. And today I'm going to be using the Cosmic Journey Oracle for the Oracle message. Let's get a card for the feminines first. I decided today, I was looking at my decks and decided that I haven't used the Hermit Tarot with the messages, with the words deck for a while. So that's what I'm going to do at the end. I'm going to pull messages between the twins with the Hermit Tarot deck. Is it the Hermit Tarot? I think that's what it's called, yeah. Anyways, feminines, you got card number 43. Your lighthouse guides you home to the stars. Yeah, I had coming home card yesterday for the card of the day reading in the shorts, right? It's like when you ground yourself, when you come back to home, that is like your baseline. This is your safe space. And there's no, like sometimes there's a notion of shame around it, like you're trying to play it safe or you're hiding, but really you need that space within your own right. And you are that lighthouse for yourself. Really, you know best what brings you safety, what brings you comfort, and how to come back to self quickly. What do we have for the masculines? Card number 12. Enter one step forward, one step onward. So masculines are asked to, like, the main emphasis that I sense for it, this card today specifically, is take action, right? But a lot of times that kind of message scares us. It either confuses us or puts too much pressure, right? So this is like one step at a time, baby. You got this, right? Like what that old Chinese saying is, it's a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, right? That's what you gotta do. And also, once you start taking those steps or continue with the steps, that's when the universe will come in and help you out and show you the way and bring in the resources and give you that extra hope and passion and curiosity and everything. Right? Like things start coming together. That's part of having faith in general. Like if you think about it, you can take any example at all. That's what essentially it is. All right, let's get to our reading. I'm using the Tarot of the Mystical Moments today. Got Two of Cups to begin with. That's a good sign, I think. Tomorrow, Venus and Mars are coming into conjunction in Aquarius. That's going to be an interesting time. And like it will impact the collective in general. It will be showing us soul contracts and just kind of like seeing every relationship on the soul level. Like obviously the close relationship or something that's important right now. Like it can be a relationship with your boss that generally is now a big deal for you. But like right now, you will see, there will be certain context and why you will see what that soul contract is between you and your boss. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, they're such an ass, or they always do this, blah, 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 right? Like something not healthy, not nice, not kind. And you're like, what's his deal or her deal, their deal? And now you will be able to see how that is supposed to show something to you. Bottom of the deck here, Five of Wands. Yeah, so you'll see the bigger picture of what the chess game is about. When you're one of the figures here, a lot of times you're missing the bigger context, the point of it, right? And now you'll be able to see it with the eyes of this lady that's moving the board. Okay, let's get some clarifiers from After Tarot. So I didn't pull the tarot cards for the messages because I'm going to be using that separate deck. Judgment, there you go. That's the clarity, that's the call, that's the enlightenment, right? Like, oh, now I get it, now I see. Feminines, for your energy, we have Two of Pentacles clarified by Six of Wands. I love this card in this deck. It's so awesome. And look at it, just balancing on a very tricky point. right? Like, oh my gosh, just think about it for a moment. How significant it is to find balance over there. And yes, it is a victory on its own. It is something that should be celebrated. So wherever you are and you may feel like you're on a thin ice or things are still not clear, this is for you to acknowledge divine feminine's watching, to acknowledge how far you've come and how significant this placement is of where you are right now. How much you've managed to, maybe you thought you were lucky, maybe you thought somebody was helping you, but essentially not many people can pull off what you pulled off under those circumstances with what you had available to you, right? And that's something to acknowledge and celebrate, but also that's something that's supposed to give you courage and confidence to keep moving forward. Because when we reach a certain level, and like from this perspective, like it seems like that's as high as you can go, right? Like what else is there? But every time we get to this point and we take a breather just to kind of like get back to ourselves, get back home, you know, and then you realize how much more is out there. That compared to this, and you see some other horizons, other goals, that there's so much more to climb, to conquer, to achieve in a good way, not in an egotistical way, but like, oh my god, yeah, now I can see what's the next big thing for me, and now I'm ready for it. For masculines, we see the world clarified by King of Swords. So yeah, we're just talking about conquering the world, right? So that's the mastermind kind of combination, but it's also about seeing the new perspective, right? It's like, yes, I need to kind of like see things from a logical standpoint and have a plan and understand how things can play out, like how this conquering the world can look like this year, this quarter, this month, right? Like it's like that roadmap that needs to be built. That's the approach. But what's important is also to make sure the old cycles are closed, the karmic cycles that were worked in the recent cycle, that's done, that's released, that's the energy is cleansed, and you're ready for that new journey. And this could be a journey for some people, an actual journey coming in. But what I was gonna say is that this week we have full moon energy. I think it's on Saturday, but I'll need to double check. Full moon in Virgo. And so this is like that point where things come together, there's clarity, there is like this decisiveness and desire to plan things out and keep going forward. It's like, okay, I get this now I'm moving on. But it's important to make sure that there's now no lingering negativity or confusion here, that things are understood, that they're accepted on a deeper level as well. Because our mind, and that's the King of Swords, our mind can be like ahead of the game, right? But subconscious, it's a lot deeper level, soul level, if you wish, even deeper, right? So for those layers, it may take longer, or it may need the message to be repeated, or be reassured that things are gonna be different now, right? Like that, and the actual energy cleanse may take extra effort, even if it seems like everything's clear now, right? But if that energy stays, some people like to talk about cords, you know, like that could still have a negative impact and not allow you to move as quickly as you want. So look at that this week. Additional question, 5 of Swords clarified by the Chariot. So what are the stories we are telling ourselves when encouraging our journey, right? What do we think motivates us? What are we trying to make it about? A lot of times we need that carrot on a stick to keep going. And like when we say like, oh yes, it's like this spiritual growth, or it's the healing, deep healing, like those kind of words on their own, they may not do the trick. So what is it that the feminine see as the motivation? 3 of Cups clarified by the Star. Finding your people, finding your tribe, finding those who understand you without a lot of words, people who you can have intelligent conversations with. And I don't mean like intelligent as opposed to something like silly or goofy. I mean more like, and like intelligent would mean very different things in this case. But as light workers, I can say that for a lot of us, it's about spirituality, about the energy, about some healthy lifestyle practices. And not everybody sees that, or not in the deep way that we see, or even being an empath and how we work with other people. Like, what does it mean to us day in, day out? How do we calibrate our energy and cleanse it and things like that, right? Like, and yeah, I mean, it can go deeper into the activity as well. Like, what can we do together that's fun for like all of us, right? So like, we don't have to compromise, or, you know, like one of the things I love, for example, is ballroom dancing and ecstatic dancing, right? So if I have friends who are interested in neither of those dance activities, right? If I'm bringing them with me, and maybe they'll say yes because it's important to me, but I will know that they're not really enjoying themselves. You know, like you'll see the difference. So this is like finding your tribe. That's your motivation. For masculines, 5 of Pentacles clarified by 9 of Cups. Oh, for masculines, it's leaving behind the feeling of loneliness and being unlucky and left out in the cold. It's like finding that luck, finding that happiness where you can manifest things, right? And maybe you'll need a little bit of help. In this deck, there are 2 guys over here, right? And maybe even this is the masculine, not this person. So like, it's not necessarily that they've created this something from scratch. Maybe they're partnering with someone else, right? But whatever it is, it's like, how do I explain this in a more down-to-earth way? It's like moving away from just hammering at something day in, day out. That 8 of Pentacles, kind of like conveyor belt kind of story. Like, yeah, I keep working the hours to earn something, right? And this is like taking a more manifesting approach to it, where there is intention and things kind of like start working with each other, right? Like, and things fall into places naturally. Like, you don't need, it's not like quantity that turns into quality, or that I can only make more money if I put in more hours, right? Like, this is working smart, not hard. That kind of idea, like understanding what it really means and how do I turn that around so I actually have enough time for other things that make me happy. Okay, let's go on with the messages. Let's get a message from the Hermit Tarot from feminines to masculines. I feel like I'm readjusting this deck again because it's pretty big. So the first card that fell out was I would do anything for you. Then we have I just want space. I could be your hero, baby. 2 6s. And time to ground yourself. That's again coming back home card. Right? Like, feminine is reminding the masculines that they've got you. There is no one else that they share this sacred love with. It's warming up their heart, and they're sending their masculines those vibes as well. But this other part of the message to me is feminines needing to do some stuff in their own right, publicly but individually, if you know what I mean. Not like as a couple, but like there are still some things that I need to do in my own right for my own success, right? Like, without any distractions of building a partnership and building a life together, right? So it's that time where they need some space and they need to ground themselves into being that hero. And yeah, like this part of it is like they know that it may seem on the surface that it's something that delays union, but essentially it's gonna build a much stronger union, because it's gonna be one of the things that masculines are gonna be so proud of, you know, for their feminine, so happy for them, and it will inspire them in a certain way as well. Okay, messages from masculines to feminines. Oh, this is much faster. Okay, wow. So the first one was let me hold you, then I can't even look at you right now. So they want it, but they feel some sort of shame. I want you, let me have you, and also if I follow you I could lose everything, which is the same energy as this. That's the Five of Pentacles energy actually. And love is the answer. So they really want this, but there is this internal dilemma of like, yeah, I've heard in a good book, like I've seen it in the movies, that love conquers everything and like the answers are gonna come later. Like we don't need to know right now how things are gonna work out. That will be clear. Like all that matters is that we're together. They've seen it so many times, but now, and heard it, right? But they've always been skeptical of it because they're in this King of Swords energy, right? It needs to make sense, logical. There needs to be some sort of justification behind it, and they don't see it right now. So it's like their heart is really longing for the feminine. They want them, they want to hold them, all that stuff. But at the same time, they're pulling back because they don't see how that would work out. And that's why it's like, if I follow you, I could lose everything. Or I can't even look at you right now, right? Like, I don't even know what to tell you or what to offer to you. Like how things work out from a place where I am right now. They don't understand that in the physical. How would that play out? So that's why they're holding back. But yes, they're living with this. That I can tell you. They know that love is the answer. It's just that they don't know the actual answer yet. And that's why it's a little hard for them to keep going. But again, for those masculines watching, you don't need to know everything up front. And if today you don't feel like you're ready to have that big conversation and to come forward, then it's just not the time, right? But it doesn't mean that you should just like stay in place and do nothing, right? You still, that just means that you need more work to do in your own space, just like the feminine is doing, right? So take that example energetically from them and keep going. Okay, I hope this was good for you guys. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with others. Until next time, bye.